Hey guys, my name is Sam and welcome back to Sam's Garden Project. So welcome back to my garden today. It is the end of summer, it is the first day of March, so we're officially in the first day of autumn. So that means we have a lot of harvesting to do and a lot of things to rip out of the garden. You would have seen in my last video that I have some cucumbers and tomatoes that are at the end of their life, and I think we're going to pull them out today. So let's pull them out. We've got some things to harvest as well, and yeah, I'll take you along with me as I do some harvesting and some ripping out of old plants in my gardens. So I've got my all the tools I need here. I've got my basket, some gloves, secateur and a bowl, ready to go. So I'll show you what we need to harvest today. We've got just over here, we've got chamomile that needs to be cut back, but we've got lots of jalapenos and a few capsicums that need to be harvested, and then I need to preserve them up as well. We've got some basil. We can cut this back a little bit and preserve it up. And that's pretty much it, I think. We might have a zucchini or two, but we have plenty of jalapenos here that need to be harvested. And you can see there's a red capsicum too, so we'll see how many capsicums we've got. Mainly just from this bed here, and also some herbs that are trickled around the place. But let's get the chickens out. They can hang out with me while I do some harvesting. So we also need to get the eggs, but we can do that at the very end. The chickens are so annoying. As soon as they come out, they start scratching up the garden beds. This is why I don't really want them out this time of year. Get off. Off. Because they are a pain in the butts and eating everything and scratching up everything. So I'm going to use a metal bowl for the jalapenos, just because I can preserve them in the kitchen straight away. So we'll put that bowl there, and for jalapenos you can just rip it off and then straight into the basket. So we'll see how many we can get. This one plant has lots on it, even red ones down the bottom. So I'll just harvest as many as I find, and we'll see how many we get. I'll leave some of the small ones on. Maybe we'll get that one. Chickens want to know what's going on. So that's just off one plant, and this one over here still has lots of little ones on it, so I'll probably be able to do another harvest in a week or so, but let's go through the other plants and see what we can find. This one looks like it was pollinated with a capsicum because it's got a weird shape to it. It looks like a capsicum, where jalapenos are normally this shape. So that's interesting. We'll see what it tastes like. See if it's hot or if it's sweet like a capsicum. There's some big ones at the back here. That's what I like to see. Nice big jalapenos. It makes for cutting them up and preserving them a lot easier. And this one's got some damage on it, so I can just go back to be composted. I might put my gloves on because there's some spider webs intermingled and I don't really want to get attacked by spiders. Alright, looking good. Let's come down this end to the capsicums. See if there's any big ones. I'm going to harvest all the ones that have some sun damage, because then we can salvage the rest of it. But that's turning a weird colour. That's alright. And there's a red one in here. If we can harvest it. It's got some damage too, but we can use the rest of it. These are still a bit small, so I'll just let them keep growing, even though we're not going to get much more warm weather, but I'll just keep an eye on them. Have another one in here. So that looks a bit sad too, but that's okay. It hasn't been a very good year for chilies and capsicums and all the heat-loving varieties, because we haven't had much heat. And that's about it for the big ones. But that's a good bowl full of capsicums and jalapenos. So now we're going to get some herbs so we can preserve them, dehydrate them. We'll start off with the basil. Heaps of basil. I'll be able to finally make a pesto. And I might give some of this a trim as well, just so it grows out bushy instead of going to seed. Perfect, heaps of basil. I might get some of this chamomile too. Get some of this chamomile too, just at the very bottom here. It's been a great year for chamomile. So as you can see, my tomatoes are dead. I'm just going to pick off some of the last remaining tomatoes. I know there's some flowers here, but the rest of it's dead and the weather's gone. It's not going to be hot enough for tomatoes to ripen. So let's go harvest the rest of these tomatoes and then we can pull all these plants out. So I'm just going to harvest all the green ones as well, because we can put them on the bench to ripen up a little bit next to the nice red ones. Nothing on them. These ones I want to give to the chickens because it's got some damage on them. This one, so this is meant to be a beefsteak, but they were all tiny this year. And that's about the state of my beefsteaks. We'll get all these harvested and then we can clean out this bed. Ready for some winter crops. So So what I also want to do is harvest some of the pears. I harvested one probably a week or so ago, and it was pretty much ripe, so I reckon if we harvest a couple at a time, only as we need them. The birds aren't getting them yet, so they're not super soft on the tree, which is good, but we'll harvest a couple so I can put them on the bench in the fruit bowl. I kind of ripped the stem off that one, but that's okay. One. And a couple of four. I think that'll be enough. So a lot of this chamomile is dying back and it's quite large, so I'm going to give it a trim. It's all pretty ratty, so I don't think I'm going to use it for preserving. I think it's just going to go in the green waste bin, but let's give it a cut back. So it looks a lot better now. I know it's a lot of growth that I cut off, but if the weather permits, it'll just bounce back. If not, then it's the end of the season anyway and it needs to be pulled out. But it was just getting a bit too annoying, a bit too big as I was trying to harvest everything in these beds and trying to walk through this pathway here. So, I've got chamomile stuck on the pruners, that's alright. But that's a lot better there. I want to give making smudge sticks a go. So I've got my white sage here. I'm just going to come and cut a big chunk off and I'll be able to fold it and wrap it and see how that goes. So I've probably got 1, 2, might do 3, 4. So I find that if I keep cutting the sage it will grow back, otherwise it goes to seed like this one here, and I'm trying to stop it from going to flower because I want to be able to use the leaves. But let's put this in our basket with everything else. So this bay leaf tree, it's just getting bigger and bigger. We need to cut a lot of those big branches off. But I'm going to preserve some, so I'm going to cut some, put them in a dehydrator, and then when we give it a big cut back, I will try and preserve most of them. So I'm going to cut a few branches off. I'm all about preserving things, even if I don't use it as food, I can use it as colourings or flavourings or other things in crafts, in soaps and in cooking and whatever else I want to use it for. So I really want to make sure that I'm preserving everything that I'm growing, otherwise it's just going to waste and I don't like that. So along with the white sage and the bay leaves, there's heaps of sage here that I don't want to let go to waste, so I'm going to cut them and preserve them up, dehydrate them and put them in the herb cupboard. So I know it might seem like I'm cutting a lot off, but things like sage and herbs, they need to be cut back quite a lot in order to regrow and have fresh healthy growth. So I'll cut this back here and hopefully that will grow back nice and full, and I'll come and do the other side as well. Perfect. So a while back we just deadheaded these cosmos and they've come back quite aggressive, not aggressively, but they've come back really nicely. I'm gonna cut a few stalks just to put in a vase inside, just to bring some colour. It's interesting because this variety was a pink and white mix, and now that I've cut it all back, they've all just come back white. So that's really interesting. But let's cut some. I'm gonna cut some long stalks so they can have some more flower buds coming off them. There. Cute little posy of white cosmos. So there's just one last thing that I want to check, and that's the 3 zucchini plants that I have. I don't think we have any zucchini ready to harvest, but we'll go and have a look. We'll start off with the rondinese just over here. I'll flip you around. So this one needs a bit of a pruning, some of the leaves at the end. Oh, there's one there, and that's a good size. Big enough to harvest. If it wants to harvest. Oh no, I just ripped the end off. Oh well. So we've got a nice rondinese zucchini. Let's put in our basket. We'll have a look at the other plant. This one here. No, it's only got a small one. It's got some more fruit on it though, about to flower, but this one has been pollinated, but we'll watch it grow. And then my other blackjack zucchini over here, looking good. It's got a flower open, hopefully like it's pollinated somehow. And then there's a little one here, but that's not ready to be harvested just yet. My chickens are all digging around underneath trees, and it's a weedy mess, but I don't want to deal with it until like autumn sets in and all the trees lose their leaves. But I do need to come and do a bit of a summer pruning of these peach trees because they're getting a bit out of control, but that'll be another video. Bloody chickens. Alright, so we'll just get the eggs and then we'll be done. I've just got a little pot container. Ooh, heaps of eggs. Hey guys, I think we might leave it at that for the harvest video. There's still a few things I want to do, so I want to clean out those beds back there, but we might leave that for the next video. These chickens are driving me crazy, pecking up everything, scratching up everything, eating everything, so they need to be controlled. But we had a great harvest. I'll show you what we've harvested. Quite a lot of things. Now I need to go and preserve some of them. I might make a video about the jalapenos or preserving the herbs, but we'll just see what happens. Wait! Get off! Wait! No! Get! So this is what... Oh my goodness! See? They're so annoying. No! Oh my goodness. This is what I do when they're getting into things they shouldn't be. Alright, so this is our harvest. Heaps of goodies, heaps of herbs. It's definitely a very autumn harvest type. Not much fruits, not much of the summer typical. Lots of herbs, chamomile, pears. Had no apples this year. I had one apple, but there's plenty of pears, jalapenos. Really the end of summer season crops. So yeah. So thanks for hanging out with me today. If you like this video, please like, share it to all your friends and family, and subscribe to my channel. So it's definitely cooling down now. I've got my winter seedlings ready to go out into the garden, which we'll be doing soon. And yeah, so I can't wait to see you guys next time. Leave a comment down below what you're doing in your garden, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.